Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's June 26, 2018, and I'm out in the first food forest, and I'm next to the row of blueberry plants that are just in front of or just south of the honey hut, which you could see over my head. Um to give you a little bit of a background, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, we purchased these blueberry plants, put them in here, and put compost down, put the weed mats down, and then ultimately I made the hoops that you see behind me here. And I'll post a link in the upper right hand corner to the video where I show how I made the half-inch, 10-foot long electrical conduit hoops that I use all around the property for various things, especially in the vegetable gardens, and it creates poly load tunnels so we can get season extension on some of the garden supplies, garden plants. But I also put it over here with the hopes of protecting these. Now, the last couple of years, we've had the deer come through and browse. Now, this time of year, they're heavy browsers. The does are still pregnant, and they'll bring their fawns by in the next month and a half and start chewing on them too. So these plants have been knocked back multiple times, and just before the blueberry plants actually get fully ripe, or the blueberries get fully ripe, the birds come down and get them before us. Since these are lower to the ground, unlike the cherry trees, I thought I'd use bird netting. So I'll put a link in the upper right hand corner, or down in the description below rather, for the bird netting, where I got the bird netting. And it's very light duty, and the way I'm securing it is using the cable ties, wire ties, zip ties, whatever you want to call them. They're the reusable ones that I've shown in multiple projects around here. And so I'm using those every fourth piece of conduit, every one of the hoops, so that we can just sort of lift up the side, harvest the blueberries if we need to, or get underneath there. I may end up trying to use this throughout the winter as well. I have to see what actually happens with the snow and all. It may not work at all. But anyways, so I'll put a link in the description to the zip ties. There's a link in the upper right hand corner to the electrical conduit, the bending video. And today's video is just going to be some time-lapse video showing what I've done. So the steps were, just today, was going through and doing some quick weeding, then going along with the stirrup hoe and pulling back some of the weeds that are working, and grass, working the way up onto the weed mat. Now here we have quack grass, we have creeping Charlie, we have bindweed and all those. And this weed mat has done a fantastic job of keeping these plants from getting overrun with quackgrass like it had happened in the past. So then I ran the mower along over the material that was humped up, got it chopped down some more. Then I got the leaf blower out, and I'll put a link in the description below to the leaf blower. It's a battery operated device that I can blow materials off of things like the weed mats. That's one of the ways I keep the weed mats in good shape. Then I went ahead and put a couple of tools in our very gravel ground underneath this grass to hold up a piece of 2-inch or 1.5-inch PVC that held a spool of the bird netting, and I ran that down, used the cable cut it off, secured it at each end, and used the cable ties or zip ties to hold it down every fourth piece of conduit. So hopefully, even with the high winds that we get here, this system will work. I'll give you an update later on just how well it's working. There's always a chance that a bird could make its way underneath the netting or whatnot, and I've got to get it out of there, so I'll have to keep a close eye on the system as well. So what's going to follow is just some GoPro footage showing just what I did. And if you find this video somewhat helpful, informative, inspiring, please give it a thumbs up. If you would care to, please subscribe, hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when we post more videos. And by all means, folks, have a fantastic day. Bye-bye now. you.